Savage Arms is one of the most well-known household names in the American firearms industry. Applying their tradecraft since 1894, the company is best known for the legendary Model 99 lever action rifle and the thumping 300 Savage cartridge that it uses. In recent times though, the company has shifted its primary market base to focus on bolt-action rifles, and the offerings that they have are ridiculously extensive. And whether you're looking for a fun plinker such as a Mark II, a legit hunting rifle such as the Straight Pull Impulse series, or the long-range competition hitter of the 112 Magnum, Savage Arms literally has a gun for every single shooter. This is especially true with their famous Model 110 series, which comes in a number of configurations and in any caliber that you can possibly think of. And for today's review, we have a variation of the Model 110, the Axis II XP, which has been claimed by many as the ultimate budget varmint rifle. And we're going to find out if it really lives up to the hype. But before that, let's hear a message from one of our channel sponsors. Electronics is increasingly becoming an integral part of our everyday life. We rely on our cell phones, laptops, and tablets for nearly every single thing that we do now these days. And having juice for all of our devices is an essential part to keeping up with the fast-paced modern lifestyle. Luckily though, the sponsors of this video, Anker, understands this and have a solution to all of your problems. Anker is the global leader in charging technology. This includes wireless charging, car charging, and their best-selling portable and wall chargers. With their quick charge technology, Anker products are guaranteed to charge up to 85% faster than the standard chargers from the leading competitor. We honestly wouldn't know what to do without Anker's Powerhouse 2 800 portable power station to juice our cameras and devices while producing videos for our channel. I personally cannot live without their PowerCore Magnetic 5K wireless charge packs, and I always carry one around with me for my phone and tablet. So why continue to subject yourself to a technological dark age? Grab yourself an Anker portable power pack today and support our channel by making your purchase using the link provided in the description section below. The Model 110 Axis II XP is your typical bolt-action hunting rifle. This one, as mentioned previously, is chambered in the 223 Remington cartridge. It has your basic hunting rifle synthetic stock with shock-absorbing rubber padding at the back, typical in most hunting rifles. The stock is also relatively light with good ergonomics, and despite being somewhat on the slimmer side, it does feel quite good to handle and surprisingly sturdy. Towards the back of the barrel assembly, we have the bolt release lever and Savage Arms' traditional bolt assembly, which is perfectly thread in barrel head spaced, and what that translates into is better performance and accuracy over longer ranges. The Model 110 Axis II XP also utilizes a push feed action with an oversized claw-style extractor, plunger ejector, and the traditional Savage two-lug design, which requires a near 90 degrees of rotation to open. Towards the back of the barrel assembly, we have the bolt safety, which in my opinion is in a pretty clever position that is easily noticeable and simple to engage with just a flick of your thumb. Up front is the renowned Savage Arms carbon steel barrel with a matte black finish, 22 inches long with a 1 in 9 rate of twist. At the bottom side is a flush fit 4-round detachable box magazine that loads with ease and locks into the gun without any challenges. There simply is no trick to it at all, just firmly press the magazine into the mag well and it stays on no matter what you do. I mean, you can shake this thing, you can drop this thing, you can throw this thing, and the magazine just stays on no matter what. What really is the true claim to fame of the Axis II XP is that it comes with Savage Arms' famous AccuTrigger system that is usually standard on their more expensive and larger caliber rifles. On this point, I believe Savage got it spot on, as this is a near competition quality trigger system that is fully adjustable from as light as 2 pounds all the way to a 6-pound trigger pressure. As another set of safety precaution, the trigger mechanism also comes with a safety blade to prevent any accidental discharge. I have to admit though, out of all the budget rifles I've reviewed so far, the Model 110 Axis II XP has one of the nicer triggers that is lighter and crisper than more significantly expensive hunting rifles that are available out there. Now, Please understand, this is just totally my opinion. You guys might have a different take on it, so please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Its length of pole is just slightly over 13.5 inches and with an overall length of 44 inches. It is also relatively light, weighing at less than 8.5 pounds with scope and bipods installed, and only 6.5 pounds unloaded without any accessories. Now, one of the main complaints regarding the Savage Model 110 rifles as a whole is the lack of available aftermarket accessories and modifications, with the exception of scopes and bipods when compared to, let's say, a Remington 700. I'm glad to say though that this situation is slowly improving, as currently there are some aftermarket stock systems available for the Model 110, such as MDT Tacticals chassis options available in both fixed stock and adjustable carbine buffer configurations that utilizes an AICS magazine feed system coming in either 5 or 10 round options. Now, this is a huge upgrade from the factory 4 round box magazine that you get with the factory stock. Additionally, also, Magpul has announced the 110 Hunter stock exclusively for the Model 110 that utilizes the PMAG feed system and was set to be released sometime in the fall of 2021. Well, let's put it in perspective. We're now in 2022 and we're still waiting for it to be released, Magpul. So really, you guys can release this thing any day now. For the firing tests, we decided to pair this Model 110 Axis 2 XP with our UTG Tactical 9x scope that we had just laying around and a Caldwell adjustable bipod. For the rounds used in this test, we utilized 3 different bullet types. First, it's our very own self-loaded 223 cartridge, which has a Lapua matched brass casing, Winchester small rifle primer, BLC2 powder with 27 grains of charge, and topped with a 60 grain red polymer tipped Hornady VMAX 224 bullet. The second cartridge is a 55 grain Norma 223, which is the typical 223 manufactured cartridge that's available on the market. And finally, we have the cheap 55 grain surplus ammunition. The range set for our test was 100 yards and everything for the most part worked as it should, but there was one major issue and we'll swing right back to that shortly. The trigger was super clean, the rifle produced very little recoil, and its push feed action was super smooth and had no friction, or nearly no friction at all when we were using it. For accuracy, the Model 110 Axis 2 XP performs just as you expect any bolt-action rifle should, with hit groupings at 100 yards within just under 5 inches for all 3 cartridges. Now, you might think that 5 inches of spread isn't that great, and that's totally true, but we have to put in perspective that we didn't have time to zero the scope properly, as we were rushed to do this review due to a small window that our shooting spot was available for us to shoot this video. I bet you anything though, if you took the time to fine-tune zero this gun, you can easily get 2-inch shot groupings at 100 plus yards with ease. Okay, now this brings me back to the major issue that I mentioned earlier. When it came to using our self-loads and surplus 223 cartridges, we noticed that the Axis 2 XP had a relatively soft hitting striker and failed to ignite the powder charge in the cartridge. As you can see with the picture of our self-load here, the striker is making a dent on the primer, but just not hard enough to really ignite it. This happened I think about a quarter of the time with our self-loads, but however, it got even more annoying when we used surplus ammunition, as this was occurring on every other shot. However, the good news is that the manufactured Norma 55 grain 223 cartridge performed terrifically and it had no issues. We fired it like I think about 50 shots with no issues at all.
Are you serious?
The Savage Model 110 Axis 2 XP usually comes stock with a Bushnell 9x scope that has a nearly perfect factory zero. However, the one that we used in this review did not come with one, hence why we had to utilize our random UTG scope that has a rather than less than that satisfactory zeroing. And with the price tag of less than $500 for the Model 110 Axis 2 XP chambered in the 223 cartridge, this is definitely a full package rifle that is truly to fire right out of the box. Now, if you're thrifty and play it right on auction sites such as gunbroker.com or Bud's Gun Shop, you can actually get lucky and score a used Axis 2 XP in mint condition for less than $400. For example, the one that we use in our review here, we got through a gunbroker.com auction for about $350, with shipping included. Now, granted, it didn't come with a scope, but regardless of that fact, you gotta admit, it is still a steal. So is the Savage Model 110 Axis 2 XP chambered in the 223 cartridge really as good as they say? Is it the ultimate varmint rifle as some have claimed? Well, to find that out, let's go over our final scores. For appearances, the Axis 2 XP really isn't all that special. It comes with the typical black synthetic sporter stock found in most budget hunting rifles. The barrel has an average matte black finish bluing. It just looks very average, so in this category, it gets a 3 out of 5. For customization, the Axis 2 XP gets a, well, 3.5 out of 5. And this is entirely because while there are stock chassis modifications available, these are limited to just a couple manufacturers, and they're quite expensive. While more accessories will become available in the near future, there currently just isn't enough of a wide selection for the Model 110 as a whole. Now, I might be wrong, so if you guys know of additional manufacturers and other modifications that are available for the Model 110, please leave those information in the comment section below. For accuracy, we're going to have to give it a 4.5 out of 5 because at 100 yards, we got a consistent grouping of under 5 inches with an imperfect zero on our UTG scope. Now, I guarantee you, if you really took the time to zero in the scope properly, it is very possible to get 2-inch groupings at over 100 plus yards consistently. For reliability, we're going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. And this is all because of its light hitting striker when it comes to using self-loads and surplus ammunition. For manufactured ammunition, however, the Axis 2 XP shot like a dream with no issues at all. Now, we're not entirely sure whether if this is the fault of how we loaded our self-loads or maybe the quality of the surplus ammunition. So if you guys know a thing or two that we don't, please let us know. Now, in the realm of practicality and price, ta-da, that is an easy 5 out of 5. And I can say that this is definitely one of the better budget rifles that I've reviewed. Because if you think about the included Factory Zero Bushnell scope, the rifle truly is full package and really comes ready to shoot right out of the box. And with the price tag of under $500 brand new, you just really can't get a better deal than that. So now, the moment of truth that we've all been waiting for. After tallying all the scores, the Savage Model 110 Axis 2 XP chambered in the 223 Remington cartridge gets a, drumroll please, a C+. It's just pretty average, guys. Now, the Axis 2 XP is a good gun that will get the job done for a low price margin. However, I don't really think it's the ultimate varmint rifle on the market. For me, it's a really fun gun to shoot, but it just doesn't quite live up to the hype that surrounds it. For me, I would spend probably several hundred more dollars and probably get the Savage Model 110 Scout version of the rifle chambered in a 308. I mean, you get a harder hitting round in a more compact configuration. That's just me. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. We over at Lost Coast Tactical enjoy putting these videos together for you. If you like our content and want to see more of it in the future, be sure to continue to support us by clicking the subscribe button below. And please also head over to Rumble and subscribe to our channel over there, as we have a lot more content posting on that platform that we're not able to do here on YouTube due to their ever-increasing restrictions on anything related to firearms. And also, please consider sharing our videos with your friends. This helps us immensely, as we're not able to produce these videos without the continued support of awesome viewers and patrons like you. Thanks again, guys, on behalf of everyone here at Lost Coast Tactical. We'll see you on the next one.